Hello, and welcome to Chords of Conversation. Presented by me, Davis Lynch, with a very, very special guest, the band Old Lady. Before we jump right into today's episode with Old Lady, I just wanted to mention that there is a decent amount of background noise throughout this video. It was filmed at a music festival, so you definitely get some of the vibe and the experience from the festival, but certain words are hard to make out. But nonetheless, it was still a great episode, and I hope you enjoy.
What is the story behind the band name Old Lady? It's such an interesting name.
The drummer Isaac and myself, when we started writing, we were really just into old motorcycles and dreaming about owning a few of our own at some point. And we just thought that as far as the motorcycle culture goes, the term old lady to us was sort of a term of endearment as sort of your ride or die or closest person to you in life, the person you can trust with anything. I thought that would be a really cool name to sort of personify it.
Yeah. And then how did the band, I guess, come together? Were you the founding member?
I guess Isaac and I, who he's up at our campsite right now, but he might be showing up. He was in school in New York City. I was playing music around New York City with some friends at the time, probably 2011. I was under 21, I remember that, like 20 years old or so. And yeah, we just met through a mutual friend.
And then how did you guys get involved?
Kaylee here.
Siblings.
Yeah, Kaylee here is my younger sister. We met Hunter at actually a motorcycle event.
Yeah, these guys were playing it, and I thought they were a great band. I've been recording a lot of music for a number of years, and I just thought it would be such a great fit. So I don't normally go up to people and see what their deal is, but it's like I had to know. First, I asked, "What covers are you guys playing?" I'm like, "I'm any of those songs," to which they replied, "Those were all original." And I'm like, "Holy shit! Like, who's recording your records?" You know?
Hunter's an amazing record engineer and producer, has his own studio. Invited us to go make a record. And at first I was like, oh man, this is just a guy who's partying too hard, being friendly like everyone is. Time surely told that destined to make music.
Yeah. And I guess how did you get brought in? I know your siblings, but were you guys doing music your whole life?
I mean, growing up, we're blessed to be around music all the time. I know our dad and our mom were really into music, and Colin was a huge, as a good big brother would be, he influenced a lot of my taste when I was growing up. And I was finishing up my undergraduate degree at City of Utah, Catskills, and yeah, it was kind of wrapping up. The trajectory was sort of moving backwards. We've got, 7 years ago now. Long time. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, 'cause my sister's not into arts at all. Like, I wish she would join a band with me. But, yeah, no, she's much more like the medical route.
I got you.
What was your most, I guess, memorable performance? Is there one that sticks out on others?
Oh wow.
That are just like, we nailed that.
About the band?
Or just like, it was a great vibe, like anything really.
Yeah, today was great.
Yeah, it was.
Look, it's very hard to get warm, but I've been lucky enough to open up for a lot of my heroes. Those nights sort of feel, even if it's not the best crowd, even if it doesn't feel like the greatest sound, sometimes it just feels like a reminder that you're on the right path.
What are your most unique talents outside of music?
Well, that's a really good
That's
question.
a very good question. So, so I'm actually a therapist, like also a worker by trade. But yeah, I think just working with people. I also grew up, our mom's living stuff for life, so I love horseback ride. I love to be in nature. I'm a tourist, so I like to cruises and take a risk a lot.
I love old vehicles and the physical realm of nuts and bolts and putting things together. And I spend a lot of time in like an ethereal world with making music and performing and everything. It's no yes or no. It's very ethereal. So I have like the grounding nature of mechanics and stuff. I love the cars and motorcycles and all that kind of stuff. Soul and some of those things look like rock and roll sound to me. So
We have some special
Oh,
guests,
okay.
so-
Oh, hey. Come on in. For the new people, what are your talents outside of music?
Oh, where to begin?
What do you do during the day?
I'm a locomotive engineer for a commuter passenger railroad back home
Oh,
in
nice.
New Jersey. That's what I do for pay. But I also like to write music, play music. It's that.
You're a beekeeper.
I got
Oh, yeah.
bees. I like to explore a lot of different things.
Nice.
Makes pretty bad moonshine.
Exactly. Bad moonshine maker.
Yeah, and how about you?
I'm a carpenter. I do some sign painting, paint some stuff for the band. Romantic.
Are you okay?
I just love having a crush and treating people I'm in love with really good as I can. That's a good full time thing.
And then I don't think you answered them.
My day job is in the construction business. I manage projects, do a lot of carpentry and trade work. But I think I'm trying to make doing nothing more of my hobby. To be honest with you, I'm not very good at that. I'm trying to work on that.
You're not good at that.
What songs are you guys the most proud of that you've written?
I think you mentioned enjoying that song, Charlie's Concrete Truck.
Yeah,
earlier.
that one's good.
That's a song about a person who has a great idea that gets them out of a situation in their life that they're not exactly stoked about. And it's funny, I like that one because I think to myself when I sing it sometimes, why couldn't I think of that? You know what I mean? As the character in the song, you know, like why couldn't I think of a thing that gets me into like a different place in my life? It's, the irony makes me chuckle.
You did think of it though. You came up with the whole idea.
That's the irony.
You just need a concrete truck.
That's the irony.
My favorite song I've written is this song called "Blowing My Brains Out" that I wrote as a really good meditation. I was missing my grandmother a lot. Most of my songs are either like very sexual or very like therapeutic for me, like thinking about things that trying to get out something to make me feel better. And that song, it just came to me really fast. It kind of was like just put on me, and a lot of people, I feel like it's spoke to them. So that part of it, it kind of spoke to me and made me feel a certain way that was very like bigger than myself. And a lot of people have told me that it's helped them, healed them in a way. So that's special. That's the magic of music. Healing and love and this mysterious thing out there that just somehow it connects us all. And so I'm blowing my brains out.
I really love how that one came out.
It's a gospel song. All that I need to keep from blowing my brains out. Again and again. Oh yeah.
It's a song that I wrote recently. The song is where the heart is what I'm calling it. Broken down inside.
Hunter's a motorcycle racer. He races antique cars. So
Yeah,
there's a lot of work involved in that. They break down. That's like
Or hold anything, you know.
everybody breaks down.
We all know Kelly writes the best songs.
That's,
really.
Yeah,
that's not true at all.
absolutely.
That's not true. But I feel that I have. Can I give like a two-part answer, like really briefly?
Yeah, you can give a 3-part
Oh,
answer.
that's okay. No, I just feel like one on
Don't get
first.
crazed.
Yeah, trust me, I'll no, I think I'm partial in my heart to Dangerously just because it's a quite simple song structure, but I think it makes me feel really connected to the people who enjoy our music. I think that I think fondly of it because it felt so simple when I wrote it, and to see where it's evolved to be like taken in by the band and everyone shining their take on it, and like every time I play it still it like takes me back to like the first time I envisioned it as a song and how it so far transcended that, and it's just such a huge gift as a person to know what that feels like. And then as far as another other song that I have up called Rivers Turning, that's going to be on the next record coming out in August, and that song was just really special to me personally because I don't have the best self-discipline when it comes to writing. It's something I'm always working on, and I was literally taking like a weird nap on our dad's couch that day. I think I was like getting over being sick, and I just like woke up from the nap state, and I had the melody in my head, and I sat down with my guitar, and it kind of reminded me that that's within me because I have a lot of dry spells. I'm not, so it was like, oh, like the well is still there or something. And I was proud of it.
You ask songwriting questions, you're gonna get 5 answers.
Okay, yeah. Yeah, I guess who writes the majority of the songs for the band? Or is it pretty collaborative?
We all write a lot. It's probably more than mostly Isaac and I.
Who are some of your biggest inspirations? Like, is there anyone you look up to, or inspired you to start?
I'd have to say my cousins are two of my biggest influences. Our cousins. My cousin Keelan is an amazing songwriter. North of Virginia, there's Keelan Shannon. My cousin Matt is the folk band outside of Philadelphia. I remember seeing him play as a kid, seeing all the kids like pretty girls before I was like able to really like do anything about it myself. And just be like, oh, that's why
I got started because my dad was a drug and alcohol counselor, and he was like, "Oh, I kind of want to play the guitar." And he got like a pawn shop guitar, and I kind of wanted to play drums. And a friend had drums in the attic, so we played on a Friday, and the next Friday, in the AA community, everyone was coming out of the woodwork, and we had like 13 people show up to the second band practice or get together where we were going to try to play music. So then we just started this band, which through the years had, we had 4 bass players in jail at one point. We had like people would come and go, get clean, get sober, go back to jail. And it was wild for me because I was like, I started when I was 14, and it was all through high school. All those people were my inspirations. They all came from so many different walks of life, but mostly hippie, fuck up mountain folk, And they were just the best people on earth. They'd relapse, they'd turn into their bad selves, but then they'd come back and we'd play. And played a lot. We wanted to stay out of the bar, so we'd just play and play and play. So it's a good way to cut my teeth, as a youngster. But those people were my inspirations. And besides that, with the songwriting, like Hank Williams, Tom Petty, The Who. As you grow older, it's different things. But those were, and I think it was the same for Colin. Like, I mean, Tom Petty.
Actually, Lucinda Williams.
Yeah,
Lucinda.
definitely.
Yes, influences. John Prine for me. I mean, the list could go on.
Who are your inspirations? Who got your music?
When I first started getting into music, it was like first started getting into punk rock as a kid, and I was just like, that looks a lot of fun. I want to do that. Joined my first band when I was like 11 or 12 years old. 22 years since then, just kept playing. Good way to live your life.
Joey's been in the New Jersey Philharmonic, Children's Youth Philharmonic.
Well, yeah, I've always played music, so I started learning guitar and whatnot. I played the horns and the band and whatnot. I started learning bass, and I saw the dude playing the upright in the jazz band that my sister was in high school. I wanted to do that, so I learned upright bass and played a lot in different orchestras and around New Jersey. Got some really cool opportunities. Punk rock is what took, I spent my time doing the pedigree stuff. I still love that. I'll get back to that one. Not too many symphonies that put shows apart.
What's the best piece of advice that you would give to a musician just starting out, hasn't formed a band but wants to? This one's partially selfish because I'm early on in my music journey.
Stay in school.
Keep the flame lit, I would say. Don't let that flame put it out.
I would say don't expect anything from it other than what your soul needs from it. It's not about anything other than the creative process. You can hang on to the slow-moving train for long enough. Really cool things will happen. You'll meet heroes. You'll meet great friends. You'll have great stories. But the reason you do it has to be because you need to create something.
To that point, too, don't burn out.
Yeah.
Yeah, take care of yourself.
Yeah.
For take care of yourself.
Says the therapist.
Yeah,
Or the help.
these guys left out. I think definitely stay, yes, at risk of being cliche, stay true to yourself, and also by the words of my dear adopted mentor, grandfather, fiddle teacher, Greg, be generous to your audience. Think about the big picture. Have people very interactive with them. Vice versa.
I always tell kids, trust. If you want to have a band, you can save yourself a lot of trouble by it doesn't matter the level of musicianship of anyone. As long as you trust them and you have fun together, you'll save a lot of time. And we've been a band for 13 years, I mean, we have some people joined more recently, but most, it's we've been together a long time. And when you're on the road, things are not happy a lot of the times. In the course of a minute, in 60 seconds, your mood goes from on top of the world to sad for some reason or another. And so being able to trust and be able to make space for people to be in their bad places, be in their good places, and allow that to be a working environment of people that you trust and you know they're not going to take you too far down in a hole. That's the best band to have. Strong, hardworking, people that you trust. Boom, that's rock and roll. A lot of bands don't last because they don't have that. That's because a lot of geniuses are freaking out and hugging out. And like, I'm so grateful. This band right here, this is the solid shit.
About music's cool. I feel like bands keep breaking up like all the time, but then there are a few that like stay solid. They just got it right.
Yeah.
They get good like that.
Trust.
Yeah.
Trust.
Family.
Yeah,
That's
that's
it.
And where do you see your band going in 5 years? Or ideally, where would you like to be?
Straight to the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, it'd be nice to play festivals like this more often.
yeah, this is so fun.
Is this your first plaything?
Yeah, I would love to just be able to keep making records with Hunter and look at studio spaces wherever they may be, new studio spaces, old studio spaces. But we have so much creative freedom. Really, we're so productive, even though we never have that much time to do work. We just kind
It's always making stuff. Making stuff. It's been making stuff for 5 years. And staying true to what that is.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good scene.
I'll tell you what's cool, man. Like, we really think of ourselves as songwriters at our core. I mean, I love entertaining, but we're all like really into our songwriting. And a bunch of bands have been recording songs that we've written, which is super cool. And I think in 5 years, I mean, I want to be on bigger stages and I want to be just giving love to bigger crowds.
Loving happiness and open-heartedness, like getting to see, the space shift throughout the course of the set, and that is really meaningful. Ask for anything more.
Feel free to promote yourself.
Definitely thank
Record
you.
coming out August 8th.
August 8th. Thank you to friends and family
Beauty
all,
Records.
all over the place. Beauty Records,
We love
people
you.
who support us doing this.
You guys have merch.
We do have merch. We have some of the nicest thongs around.
Right,
That's
right,
not-
I remember
That's not
that.
according to me.
Yeah.
Got written, this is the best thong I've ever worn, They definitely look better than any thong I've ever seen. The thongs are nice. They're probably sold out, though. We did sell a lot yesterday. Which was good because the merch guy was like, I don't think these are going to sell good. Colin's like, I beg to differ.
They're too
They're
iconic
gone.
not to sell.
I would say if you look us up and like what you hear, learn our songs and play our songs.
Yeah.
They're very easy from.
Mine only have 2 chords. And the truth.
It's true.
Love each other.
Yeah, be good to.
Thank you, thank you guys so much for coming on this episode. I had a great time chatting
Oh my
with you
God.
guys and learning from each of you. So,
Thanks for
thank you so
having
much.
us.
Yeah.
Thank you so much to the band Old Lady for joining me on today's episode of Chords of Conversation, and thank you to every viewer that made it to this point in the video.